Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. All right. I don't know. They got me talking over here. I can't even speak English, but we do miss Huba. He's a great individual. I'm in AA because of Huba right now, but it's okay. I got 2.5 years without a drink. I almost had a drink when I found out Huba passed. I was like, I'm really depressed, but I didn't have a drink. But when I first came in from New York City, Huba was here, gave me plenty of love. I love the man. I spent 19 years out here as a street performer, and I miss it. I did Huba, but I outlive us all. Who should I bring up? John? John, you want to come up? John. I'm sorry. King, you want to come up?
Yeah.
Say a few words?
Yeah. I'm King, I'm the right hand of Huba. Huba is my, it's like my father is everything. So Huba was a great man. You know what I'm saying? And they got a lovely family.
Lovely family.
Yeah. So Huba, we miss you, we love you forever. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say thank you, Huba, for everything you did for me from day one. Found me the place with Tony, all the stuff. He found me a place. I was homeless. Found me a place. Tony found me a place. Huba asked him to, they work with me, and that was a great thing to, Huba is a great man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just time. When I first met Huba right in this spot, it was about 15 years ago. And when I ran up to Huba, I knew him because I'm from the islands. He's from Trinidad, I'm from St. Kitts. But I knew him as a kid because I grew up loving Calypso. And we always were able, we wasn't technically advanced in the islands then. But we were privileged enough that Trinidad was a little more advanced than us, and we were able to see the Calypso tents in Trinidad. So we saw Huba performing, and we in the Caribbean love him and respect him as the limbo, the king of limbo. And in 1974, he came to my country, my island, which is St. Kitts, and he performed. And I was fortunate enough to be at that show. So when I met him here, it was a privilege for me to meet somebody who I knew and respected as a performer back in the Caribbean. So very quickly, I was impressed and I was anxious to let him know that I am now a performer and I want to perform here in Venice Beach. And Huba opened his arms to me and my crew, which is now Calypso Tumblers. We perform right there. We are one with Huba, with King, with one of the farmer guys who work with Huba right here. When we first came to Venice Beach, we discovered Venice Beach because we came to California to do the Steve Harvey show, Big Times with Steve Harvey. And they brought us out here to show us what goes on to Venice. He was right here with Huba. I knew Huba, and we asked Huba if we could do a show. They said no. We went right there, and we did a show. They said you could do a show right there. We did a show right there. It was a lot of people who enjoyed it. So 10 years after, when I came back to California on a different mission, I met the same two guys, him and Huba right here.
Yeah.
And we were able to negotiate with them. They told us it's a rule of the beach. We have to go down there and start and work our way up, because these guys was already considered legend. So Huba, when we came here, was a legend of Venice Beach. We, as a young acrobatic group with young guys with skills, at that time with little knowledge of how the street really works, decided we're going to overthrow Huba. We're going to come here and we're going to overthrow Huba, we're going to overthrow him. But because we got what we thought was a better show. And we tried and we failed. The reason why we failed is because Huba had already made a name in Venice Beach. So the whole of Parks and Recs, along with the police force, was on Huba's side because they knew what Huba stand for.
Yeah.
They knew that Huba did this for love, and they knew that Huba was a good product to promote Venice Beach. So they told us straight off the bat, no, you're messing with the wrong set of people, do what they say. And we abide. We did what they say, we worked our way up, and when we did work our way up, Huba accepted us in his arms, and Huba made us better. In fact, Huba created a spot for us, the Calypso Tumblers, working with King. That was King's spot. And Huba said to us, you know what, you guys are good, you guys are respectful, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to the Park and Recs. And we're going to arrange where you can work there, and King will go back and forth, and I will work here. And from that day to now, it's the best thing that we ever did for Venice Beach and for the Calypso Tumblers. So to this man, I owe lots of respect. He taught me a lot of stuff that I thought I already knew. He taught me how to live with people, how to get along in circumstances where it's beyond you. It was beyond Calypso Tumblers. We felt we had the best show and we deserved the best spot. But we realized because of Huba, it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes love for you to get respect from these people around us. These people who around here on Venice Beach, who makes Venice Beach, only respect us because we were able to do the things that Huba taught us, to get along with the entertainers. We didn't care for these entertainers, Huba did. And he taught us to work with them. And right now we got one of the best relationships. We work with all of these people, we work in their time. And sometimes we defend them, and sometimes they defend us. So to this man, in his time of rest and peace, it's a joy for me to stand here and say, rest in peace to Huba. Wow. Thank you.
And now I want to bring Mike. Mike, you want to come? Mike is a friend of Huba. You know Huba, you work with Huba. Thank you, man.
Sure.
You know Huba a long time.
Yeah, my name is Chad. I used to do a chainsaw juggling act out here for many years, and Huba was a great man. I have a couple things I want to say about him. One thing was, if you didn't know performing, you could just like walk by and go like, oh yeah, that's a guy walking on glass. But the subtleties of what he did to gather a crowd and get people drawn in and everything, he was a great performer. And if you're not a performer, you might overlook what a great performer he was because of that. But I want to throw something light in here because I know there's going to be a lot of heavy stuff and I have some more things to say. But as a performer who does strange, odd things, we all have outtakes and things that go wrong, and I was always jealous that Huba had a great outtake video, and I thought Tony had this video, but I'm going to explain it to you because okay, so Huba was at a club indoors doing a show. He's doing the limbo with the fire, and he's got the trays of glasses, and he's going under because he's way lower. I don't know how he did that. And all of a sudden the flame caught his hair just a tiny bit. And there's a little fire there, but he doesn't know it. And he's going, and the music's going, and the crowd's starting to go, like you hear the crowd worry. He doesn't hear the crowd, he's going, and it gets bigger. And right about the time you could see a little recognition, like maybe he realized, and he's thinking, do I drop the tray? Do I put the water on my head? Whatever. And then, I don't know which one it was, but one of the Vitas, the tumblers who used to be out here, the Vita family, one of them comes flying from out of frame and just, bam, puts the fire out on his head really quick like that.
And he doesn't drop a single drop of water.
Sir, and he didn't drop a single drop of water on the trays. Thank you. Exactly. That was it, man. and it was an amazing video anyway, just to see. But not only did I learn a lot from watching him, he was a legend, not just here in Venice Beach. I performed at festivals all around, and I met performers from around the world. He was a legend, and part of the legend was he could get a crowd anytime, any place. He could get a crowd during a pandemic in a rainstorm. He could get a crowd. You talk to other performers, Venice Beach would come up, and he'd come up, and other performers would be like, yeah, that guy could get a crowd no matter what. There's no one on the beach. He'd get a crowd. That was part of the legend, and he just had a knack. And so I started doing shows at colleges, and every now and then at a college, everyone to be nice. They pay you well. You get a nice hotel room, and it's nice. But every now and then you'd show up, and they'd say, here's where you're going to perform, right? And it was a horrible spot. There's no stage, there's no people walking by, and you realize, oh my gosh, I'm about to bomb. I'm about to do a horrible show. Like if it was a street show, you just wouldn't do it, right? But you know there's a big check at the end of the show, so you got to do this show, and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And for decades, when I would have a situation like that, I would start to hear in my head the glass and the tarp. And I hear, it's showtime, baby, in my head. And I go, okay, if Huba can do it, I can do it. Here we go. And I launch into that show, man. And that always stuck with me. And to me, that was about determination. Like, he didn't know what the word quit meant. Like, he was determined, right? But he always had a great attitude, you know. The last show, he was always determined. He always had a great attitude, and I just always totally, thoroughly respected him. And there's one last thing I want to say is that I made a video down here with a bunch of the acts, you know, of Venice, and I asked some of the performers when I asked them to be in it, they were a little bit hesitant. They were like, "What are you going to take advantage of me and you know make money off me and whatever." And Huba, right from the start, was just like, yeah, Chad, I'll be there. I got your back. Whatever you need, I'm there. And that was the thing about Huba. You know, you knew he was there for you. And those are the people I look for in life. People who are determined with a good attitude. You know they got your back. And Huba was that man. And rest in peace, Huba. You will be missed.
Is that the lady right here? She know Huba. She really know Huba. I want to bring her in.
Hello, may he rest in peace. I knew Huba for 23 years. He was our neighbor right across from us. We would sponsor his t-shirts. He was a prime minister of Limbo. He was a great man, a great cook. He used to sell food to the vendors, and it was amazing. So I'll always remember Huba. May he rest in peace.
Okay, there's a man here from the Cyber Cafe. You know Huba?
I know Huba.
You know Huba.
Huba was my man. I'm gonna miss him. I really am. Good man. Huba coming the sidewalk and just brighten everybody up when he came in the door. You know? I remember one time we was all sitting there and Huba was so tired. He like fell asleep in the soup. And we took his hand out the soup and you know and he just laughed about it, you know. He was always laughing. He had a great attitude. I'm gonna miss that. Yeah.
Wow, there's a young man here called Sanil. He saw Huba, you know, come on Sanil, you know. Yeah. You know, Huba saw you growing up and stuff like that, so, you know, you gotta sit down.
Alright, I know Huba from a long time, since I was 2 years old. We had the shop across the street. When he didn't do the show here, we'd always be playing poker over there. I don't know what else to say. It's sad to see him go. You know, he's always here, same spot. Sit in the shop and watch him out here all the time. You know, rest in peace, Huba.
And that is Purple. Purple, you wanna come up? Yeah. You from the island? You know Huba?
Yeah, definitely we're gonna definitely miss Huba. It's a very iconic moment that Huba has created in Venice Beach, and it's such powerful. I'm promoting my music from over 15 years in Venice, and it's like ever since I came, Huba welcomed me, and he always trying to say, Purple, let's do a documentary. You know, I'm trying to mess with my camera. He's trying to encourage me to do great things and stuff like that. So hearing Huba pass away was like I missed like the diamond moment of my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't get to collaborate with him the way I want to collaborate with him in the world. So, but it was a great experience watching the show, you know, using my imagination. Every time when I see the show, it's like always brand new, because the glass is something that really that just play with your mind. You can't believe that he walks on the glass, and he really walks on the glass, you know. It's just like, that's how powerful the glass is. That's how you just walk on it, and you know, I watch him in the end. Sometimes you can see where his energy is going out of the show, and he coming back with the energy. And I was just I just watching so many years of development of Huba, man, and it's amazing, you know. You know, I remember sometimes he took me to the sidewalk cafe and just have a drink with me and talk to me and, you know, just tell me about life. And it's something that a lot of people don't see the hidden ingredients in the movements that's going on with all the street performance and the energy that it brings to Venice Beach and the power that it brings to each person that comes to from any part of the world that come here. You know, these people come with an independent energy, an independent drive and a passion to entertain people with their love and their work, and that was what Huba represent. His passion is really so powerful, and it was so powerful that one day he gave me a DVD showing me Venice, what it was like back then with his show here. And just I watched that documentary so many times. I think it's on the internet, so people can go on the internet and watch a documentary and see many occasions in different time zone that Huba performed in Venice. And it's such a powerful moment to have a legend like that with his powerful energy, just showing his energy to the people. And I want the people to know that your energy is what sells. Your energy is what you can bottle up like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and put in other people's life and encourage other people's life. And I would say Huba is a lifesaver to many people around the world, because when they see his show, they believe in themselves. They see opportunity that they can use their energy and become something in life. And that's what Huba represent. You know what I'm saying? And as you hear the Colors of Tumblers talk about this energy and the collaboration, the welcome that he brings to them and the power that he brings to their life. And today the Colors of Tumblers is one of the greatest shows in Venice Beach. So I want to say rest in peace, Huba. We thank you for your power and your love that you show Venice Beach and the people around the world. And shut up! You don't think Huba is famous? You got a right to boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, there is a little man down here. You want to say hello to Huba?
Hi, I want to sing for Huba because I know Huba since I was 5. And he's been a great friend to my dad. When I had you, I did your best, and all my dear goddess, oh, since you went away, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I thank you. Rest in peace, Huba.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, now I want to bring Tico. Tico got to say something to Huba, man.
All right, when I think Huba, I think longevity to sustain this this length of performance and just tenacity for the art form of performing on the streets is simply incredible. So I met Huba, I don't know, when I was kind of young, and I remember I was actually stuck doing a show out here, actually hosting a show, because I was always dancing with the group, but I was stuck at one point hosting the show, and you know, and he sat back and he watched me, and you know, I was nervous because it's like, it's Huba, he's watching me, you know, like this is like the king of all shows, and he's just watching me. He's just stern, very stern, and at the end of the show he comes up and he goes, "You're the new host for this show." And I go, no, don't say that, because the leader of our show then, he was one of those, I'm never passing the mic to anyone, right? So Huba goes, no, Tico, you need to lead the show. You need to lead the show. And he kept telling me that. I'm like, nah, Huba, you know, this is his show, you know, because the guy ended up going to jail, so I was, you know, I got stuck hosting the show. But anyway, so from time to time, he'll be like, hey, man, why didn't you do the show like you did the other one, you know, because I was always nervous, but he was always like, you're gonna host the show, hurry up and do the show. And I would always yell over like, hey, Huba, are you gonna go? He's like, no, man, you go. So he was always like encouraging me to just just keep going, man. Keep going. And in this life, you know, we end up doing a whole bunch of things, getting into different art forms and I don't know, whatever that may be. And I always sit back and go, damn, like, how long do I want to do this? What's the purpose of constantly doing the same thing over and over? Yes, it brings me joy, but I'm like, is there something else I should be doing? Is there another platform, you know? And I remember maybe 2 or 3 years back, I came to Jason and I go, you know what? This is what I want to do. And I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this because, like, I'm having fun. I'm staying healthy. I love it, you know, I'm making money from it. I'm able to pay my bills, help out my family, help out my mom. Like, this is the most sustainable form of income I figured out that works for me, you know? I could have had a 9 to 5 working for someone else, not being happy doing what I do. But when you look at Huba, he's been doing it for God knows how long, since before I was even born. Yet he continued doing it. He found joy in it. He would laugh. He was pretty much doing the thing he loved all his life. So I can't really look here and go, wow, Huba, rest in peace. Maybe he wanted to do something else. No. When you see this picture, this is what he wanted to do, you know? And he got to a point when he just wanted to walk away from it. He's like, you know what? I did God knows how many years of this. I'm ready to just kind of try something else right now. I'm going to go do something else. But I could never look at him and say, he's not happy doing this, because he was always happy doing this. So what I take away from knowing Huba, sharing the spot with him, talking to him, going to the bar with him, watching him have his drink at the end of the night, he was just always happy, you know? And he helped me to find happiness in doing this, because a lot of people talk down on street performers. You know, I travel around the world doing this, and a lot of people go, oh, you guys are street guys, you guys are here, oh, what are you doing, get out of here. And it's like, no, dude, this is an art form, you know? One of the first art forms before stages and you know, movie theaters were ever created. This has been here since that time, and I'm just really happy to be part of it. And I want to thank Huba for showing me that longevity. You can do this for as long as you want, and you can walk away from it whenever you want. But I'm choosing to stay, and I want to thank Huba for that. So rest in peace, brother. I love you, man. And you know, till we meet again.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It was my pleasure to be acquainted with Huba. When I first began visiting Venice in 1990, Venice was like Disneyland to me as a young man. You could actually go from the weightlifting pit to practically Rose Avenue and see various forms of that street performance. Very entertaining, very enjoyable. Huba was the one street performer that I actually developed a personal relationship with. And that was probably because I enjoyed his wisdom. As a young man, having not much guidance, at least locally, my family is out of state, not having much guidance, Huba was someone I could always turn to in order to seek guidance about life. And he actually counseled a lot of people out here on this boardwalk in that manner. If there is one thing that can be said about Huba, was that he was willing to lend an ear to anyone that would listen to him. And I think that's really the most important mark that he left here in Venice. That's going to be his legacy. Granted, he was a great street performer, entertained millions, literally. But he was there for the people of Venice. He will always be cherished by those that visited Venice and watched his shows. And I'm certainly glad to have been one of his acquaintances. I considered him a friend. I'm proud to say that he was a friend of mine. Thank you.
He was talking about you all the time to me, so you gotta say something.
Hi everyone. I am Huba's youngest daughter, Violet. Huba, to many of you, but he was daddy to me. I have a lot of memories. Venice Beach. Sorry. My father brought me out here all the time. I have my best memories growing up here. And I recognize so many of you guys. And even the people that I don't remember or met personally, my father spoke about each and every one of you. And I just want to say he loved Venice. It was his second home. And he loved all of you. And for that, I love you guys as well. And Venice Beach and the people of Venice Beach will always hold a special place in my heart. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, this is really hard for me right now. I got to go back when I was in high school. And I used to play in a band and he used to perform. So that's how we met. I came out to California in 1980 and I had lost touch of him, but then I think he came to California from New York, and in the early 80s, early 80s, probably about a year after I came to California. And I went to a West Indian restaurant in LA, and I saw a big picture of him on the wall. He used to perform there as well. I've seen his show so many times that I'll tell you today, if he was performing, I'd be here again. That's how good he was. We've been married for now over 30 years, and this is like the hardest thing, one of the hardest things I've ever had to live through. He always talked about Venice Beach. He always talked about you guys. I came out here to Venice Beach with him on several occasions. You know, I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of you guys. Tony the fireman, Goldman. You know, it's been many, many years, but Sunil, you know, and his parents, he talked about you guys because you guys were his second family. Sometimes I thought you guys were his first family, actually.
Yeah.
But he loved you guys so much. He loved Venice Beach. He had, you know, sometimes he come out here at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's nothing stirring, but he came out to get prepared because he wanted to perform for the people that he loved, and that was the people of Venice Beach. And like I said, you know, this is one of the toughest things. But I'll tell you guys a quick story that happened this morning at 6 a.m. I got up to use the restroom, and went into the restroom, and I heard footsteps, and I heard it was the exact footsteps of Huba. Well, I'll call him Terry, that's what I called him. But I heard the footsteps in the living room, and I got kind of scared because I thought, oh my God, somebody broke in. But it was his footsteps because that's the footsteps I'm accustomed to hearing. And then I heard some dishes in the sink. He never wanted dishes in the sink, and I left a plate and a bowl in the sink the night before. So I heard the dishes, but of course when I went to see the dishes still there. And then I heard, you know, like as if you're placing something on a table. It's a glass table, and I could hear it. And you know, I'm like frozen right now because I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I come around the corner and I peek really quick. I don't see anything. But I can tell you what, he was there this morning. Okay, he was there. He's probably saying, hey, don't worry about it. I'm in a better place. You know, you guys just take care of each other because I will forever watch over you guys. And I just have to say, we lost a great one. Okay, we lost a great one, and it's no joke. If I could give anything to have him back here today, I would do it. But I want to say thank you guys for doing this for him today. He was your family, so you're my family. Okay? So thank you so much. Thank you. May you rest in peace. Heavenly peace.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
job.
And,
Good.
Oh, the cameraman, you know Huba. I think you're gonna drop your camera and
Come on, Jeff.
Huba. You have to.
Just keep it. I got it.
When I first got out here to Venice, it was the early 80s, and I was lugging around giant antique video equipment. Perry spotted me. Says, "Hey, you got an extra battery?" Of course, I had a lot of batteries, so yeah, sure. And next thing I knew, I was powering his audio for his act, and next thing I know, we had audio equipment. We're sharing audio equipment, and he was getting a little bit more volume. And he said, "Why don't you film the act?" I said, "Of course, absolutely." So for the next about 5 or 10 years,
Yeah.
I was probably filming Perry, and then of course I started filming everybody else. And of course, as you know, the technology got better, we tried to do a little bit better, make Perry look better. And I started to notice that, you know, he was getting some more work, and he said, "Hey, you gotta film me some more." You know. But anyway, this is enough about the technology. What Perry taught me was stick-to-itiveness, like several other people mentioned. Stick to it, follow your dream, and just don't give up. And I think that's the gift that Perry gave to me, is don't give up and just keep going. Just be like the ever-ready bunny. And so that's what I learned from Perry. And you know, all this time, I mean, I've been away, but coming back and seeing all these loving faces and all these people that remember him, that keeps Venice alive for everyone. It keeps it alive for me. And that's what keeps Perry alive for me in my heart and in the hearts of everybody else. Thanks.
It's great.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. You want to say something about Huba? You know.
Hello, I'm his granddaughter. I just want to say that my grandpa, he was very, very hilarious. I know that you guys know that, but I just want to say that for me, I looked up to him a lot, and I'm trying to be like another entertainer like him in the family. So I know before he passed, he would always say, he told me to keep on dancing and to not stop. That's what I'm gonna do, but I miss him a lot, and may he rest in peace, and I love him.
Thank you. Is that who I can do right here? You got something.
So I don't know where I rank. I'm number 2 of the grandchildren. Huba, from all the stories that I'm hearing here, is very special. It seems that he touched everyone in their own special way. And you have to think about the impact that he had with you. Imagine how it feels for us. We are people that were in his personal space. We were there for special occasions and growing with him. So the level of special that he was to you is even larger for us. My earliest memories of my grandfather is me living in New York and him already relocated in California and establishing a connection with me over the phone, singing calypso songs and playing the organ. And from there, as a small child at the age of 7, our relationship grew from there, and eventually I followed him out here to California. And over the years, I kept a really good bond with him. I like to think of it as the physical is gone, but the spirit is still there. And that is obvious in everyone that has spoken here about him, that the impact, that is the purpose in life. We all have a time set, but it is the impact that you make with that time set. And listening to all the stories here, it's clear that he's made his imprint. So in moments like this, it's sad that he's not here in the physical with us, but you really have to stop and think and remember all the good things and how much of an impression he made with you, and hold on to that.
Thank you. Okay, I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming. And somebody got something? Yeah.
How you doing? Well, I remember. Wow. Good to see you.
You too. I just like to say, like, over 30 years ago, our family performed on the beach over there. Performed at the beach over on that other side, the VERA acrobatic family, the first black acrobatic family. And we used to alternate with Huba. And I have 4 sons, and my ex-husband passed away in 2012. And Huba, when we first came to the beach, we came from San Diego and we drove down the boardwalk because we didn't know anything about it. And Huba said, no, you can't drive down the boardwalk. So he introduced himself to our family and told us what he did. He said, you know, I'm a glass man. I put my ass on the glass, you know, and we went from there. Well, Huba was such a exuberant person.
I want to say why I did this.
Okay, such an exuberant person. We shared so many stories after he would perform. He would go down to the bar. And like his wife said, this was his life. This was his life. We had the first black acrobatic circus. And Huba was in the circus at Hollywood High in 1990. And my sons, all of us, we were like family. Tony knows, he was the fireman over here. We alternate. And he's like a light right here on the boardwalk. He's a staple. He's a legend. And his spirit is here. And it's just overwhelming. I seen him like maybe over a year ago. And he was still at it. And I said, who you still? He said, yes, I'm still at it. What I'm going to do, you know. And I was like, man, Beach is gone. You're going. I said, hang on in there. But I just want you guys to know that we lost a legend. We lost a true legend. His spirit is here. His spirit is warm. His spirit is embracing. And I want you to know that, please, keep his family in prayer because he is a legend. We all miss him and we're going to love him. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You don't have to say something. You okay? You good? Okay. Thank you for coming. This is Huba. Rest in peace, and we all love you forever.
Everybody say Huba!
We love you, Huba! Yeah.
I wanted to suggest one thing. Over here on the mural in the back has pretty much some of the Venice legends. And I wanted to see if maybe anyone can get in contact with the guy that actually painted that, if there's a way to get Huba on there.
He won't do it.
He won't do it?
No, man. I know him.
You know him?
Yeah.
I mean, there's other spots, like there's Arnold over there. I want to get Huba somewhere here.
Yeah.
Is there, if anybody knows any painters that you know I can reach, and even if I have to fund it myself, I want to get Huba's face, huh? It'll happen? Well, okay, so we need to work together and get him on here because I like, so that's my thought process. So if anybody knows how to
Make that
happen.
We wouldn't put the guy with a chainsaw.
But isn't that Kronk?
That's Kronk, but Kronk's like...
The mural over there, that's Rip Kronk,
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Okay. I don't think he's even around.
He's
anymore.
around.
Is he?
Right. Now, what I quickly have to jump back in and say is that I feel like two of the biggest acts here right now is Calypso Tumblers, King, that's a former hero. We just heard from the King and Queen of Venice, the Beatles brothers. They all just said how great and how respected Huba is. I feel Calypso Tumblers, along with everybody here in Venice Beach, need now to make sure that we get a statue of Huba on Venice Beach. And that's my mission. That Huba is going to be respected. That Huba have created and have made his name on Venice Beach. Anybody who have visited Venice Beach in the past 50 years, let's say 40 years, and have visited Venice Beach more than once, have seen Huba here performing. Anybody who have visited and see and pass in this area, they know Huba. And I'm going to make sure that Huba is recognized and respected because Huba deserves it. If Vito's brothers didn't get it, nobody fought for you. But you guys made Venice Beach. Huba made Venice Beach. Calypso is making Venice Beach. King is making Venice Beach. And Huba, I'm going to give you my word that I'm going to make sure that Venice Beach gives you back that respect. Because you created something on Venice Beach. I've traveled the world doing street shows over the past 30 years. There's no place like Venice Beach. And it's all because of Huba. When you come to ask Chad, that's guy Chad. This is the first guy who tried to take street performers from street, as we say, from the street to the back of the street. He came and tried to take us from off the street to Hollywood. We didn't listen. I'm sorry. We didn't listen. I'm sorry. But we just believe in what we believe in at the time. Knowledge was limited. But so I gotta say, to your family, to every one of you all, I'm gonna make sure that as long as I'm performing on Venice Beach, that my fight is gonna be that Venice Beach should recognize your family for what he did for Venice Beach. Because all this beautiful stuff on Venice Beach, Huba contributed. Huba made sure it continued. Venice Beach was known at one time as a dump. That nobody wanted to Venice. It was crackhead, it was all kind of stuff. But people still came because Huba was here. Vito's brothers were here. And the good stuff. A lot of dumb stuff were going on in Venice Beach. And Huba stuck with good, clean entertainment for free and contribution. And it's not all of us could afford in our lifetime to go to a cinema, to go to a theater, to go to a movie, because we're not fortunate or we made mistakes. We're human beings. But because of Huba, other performers realized this is an area that we could make a living, which created an area for a lot of people to come and see raw talent. And I'm telling you, Huba was as good as any Hollywood stuff you saw. He said, I brought like my kids from the island. They all came to visit me. I brought them here. Huba said to me, and I'm not trying to make you guys, the family members, feel bad, but he just